This right here should be cause for concern for Microsoft for a lot of reasons, but I'm going to get into that in a second. Now, I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news, but when you hear Phil Spencer talk, it really does seem like they're very much not interested in doing anything outside of, some slight changes with the digital all Xbox Series X or whatever that we're supposedly going to get later this year. In other words, they're not going to be doing like the Pro console or anything like that. And now more PS5 Pro specs leaked out, and they're showing big graphical leaps forward. And it looks like it's going to be launching by the end of this year. It could put Xbox in a bad spot. Now, Phil Spencer, you have to think like he does. Would doing a Pro model of the Xbox Series X make sense from him? Let's just be real, it wouldn't, and I can tell you exactly why it wouldn't, because in his own words, how does that help the industry move forward, right? So the people that are going to buy the PS5 Pro are going to be already current PS5 owners, right? Like, that's just a fact. Nobody's going to come out of the woodwork and go, oh man, I'm going to buy a PS5 Pro and have it be my first PlayStation. No, it's not. That's not going to happen. It's already going to be an existing customers. So they're not really growing their market. And I think that's probably why Phil Spencer isn't going to do that, because the people that would upgrade would be the people that already bought an Xbox Series S or X anyway. And so you're not really growing anything. Like, to me, I don't know, like, since they lose money on the hardware, it's going to be the same software situation. So maybe that sort of explains why this wouldn't be it. But anyway, similar to the PlayStation 4 strategy, a PS5 Pro is reported to be in development and arriving soon, according to The Verge. The rumored specs are, pretty powerful, a more powerful GPU and a slightly faster CPU mode, although it is the same CPU. And Sony is reportedly encouraging developers to apply more ray tracing features in their games so they can earn a PS5 Pro enhanced label. The system will be equipped with more and faster memory alongside improved GPU, rendering said to be about 45% faster than a standard PS5. According to the full list of specs in developer papers for the PS5 Pro that they've seen, overall it's reported that the PS5 Pro will have a significantly improved GPU, and while the CPU will be the same as the standard PS5, it'll benefit from a new mode that targets a higher 3.85 GHz CPU frequency for around 10% improvement. It's also worth noting here that the papers list a standard mode at 3.5 GHz or a high CPU frequency mode at 3.85 GHz for developers to take advantage of. Alleged memory changes will see a 25% increase on PS5 Pro, 576 gigabytes per second on that system compared to 448 on the standard PS5, and Sony's new PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution technology will serve as an upscaling solution to demanding games, similar to NVIDIA's DLSS and AMD's FSR, for improved frame rates without big sacrifices to image quality. Sony has reportedly built a custom architecture for machine learning on the PS5 Pro as well, which supports 300 tops of 8-bit computation. The Verge added that if developers can get their games ready in time, a holiday season launch for the PS5 Pro is expected. A recent Digital Foundry feature also analyzed some of the leaks that began appearing online, with one of the main takeaways being that the rumored console will give users higher frame rates, substantially enhanced image quality, and improved ray tracing features. This news comes not long after Sony revised its sales forecast for the fiscal year that ended in March, saying it expected to sell 21 million PS5 consoles by the end of the period instead. This announcement knocked $10 billion off the company's stock value, and Sony revealed that there will be no new major projects released until at least April 2025. So, again, we're seeing that there's going to be some pretty impressive graphical enhancements for the PS5 Pro. A lot of people ask me, are you interested in getting this? I have absolutely zero interest in getting this for multiple reasons, and not like because I'm some stuck-up Xbox fanboy or anything like that. It's just that I don't use my PS5 very often, and I think games on there already look fine as it is. So, at the end of the day, I think everybody has to do what they feel is right for themselves. I mean, I suppose I could probably trade in my PS5 Slim and get some money towards the Pro or whatever, but it just seems like a waste to me since I only play a few games a year on PlayStation to begin with. So, at the end of the day, I think, there's going to be like that hardcore fan that's already an Xbox or already a PlayStation owner. They're of course going to go out and buy it and upgrade it or whatever. But again, I that doesn't really do anything for the in my opinion. Like, so that's probably why Phil Spencer says they're not going to do that, and I 100% agree that they're not going to do it. Do I agree that they shouldn't do one? I don't know about that. I think that maybe you have to, if you're competing, you have to have something to compete with, in my opinion. So, even if I was not going to get it, I would say that it would make sense to have something there, because you want to be able to compete and offer some kind of options. Like, people aren't going to, kind of just go out there and be okay with what's going on if you don't have some kind of option anyway. Like, that's kind of my opinion on that whole subject. I think Xbox is they're in a weird situation right now for sure, and I can understand why. Maybe, like I said, like Phil Spencer, I know how he would think when it comes to that, but at the end of the day, you have to give your customers some type of option. So at the end of the day, Microsoft is going to have to do a it's weird in that sort of situation. So I don't know. I would like to see Microsoft do something, but obviously it's too late to do that now. Maybe they really are trying to get something out there, in time for 2026, and that would be a jump on PlayStation. That could be what they're trying to do. I don't 100% know. You'll have to wait and see on that kind of aspect. But for me personally, I'm not really interested in the mid-gen stuff anymore anyway. Like, it fooled me once, kind of fooled me once, but I don't think I would fall for that again, for many reasons. But at the end of the day, it's like, how can they really change anything if it's got to run the same CPU, and to be able to do all the backwards compatibility and compatibility with it, it has to be. So yeah, it doesn't seem like it's going to be offering that much difference to what we've already seen and what we already have, and kind of is what it is. I'm sure that it'll do fine for the people that are really interested in it, but again, that's not me. But again, I 100% do think that it's bad for Microsoft not to have something out there to offer people in terms as like a competitive thing. You have to offer something very, very similar, in my opinion. So, we'll see what happens long term. Can't wait to see what happens with all this stuff, though. It should be an interesting situation. And, at the end of the day, Microsoft, they're going to do what Microsoft wants to do. So anyway, thank you guys for watching my video. If you enjoy it, please leave a like. I'm Crap Gamer. This has been Crap Gamer Reviews. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.